Hello guys. So for today is we are going to have a problem-based learning. So our instructor gave us a problem. The problem is what is lacking in the current Philippine education system in terms of technology integration and how to address the problem. So before that, we are going to uh, analyze and define the problem. So first is we are going to clarify and clear terms such as and the current Philippine education system, and we are going to define the problem. Under the clarifying and clear terms, there is lack, technology integration, and Philippine educational system. Next. So, under the current Philippine education system, there is the data of enrolled students when blended learning is implemented. And how effective the online education system in the Philippines today? We're going to answer that or tackle about that. Under is the reasons and solutions on why students are lacking in technological skills, and there's some solutions that our classmates or our members provided. First reasons is adoption difficulties, or time management, or poor student support, lack of resources, too much flexibility, the information is far from real life, and the last one is technical issues. So we are going to start now our problem-based learning research. So our instructor tackled about problem-based learning. He gave us an activity for us to find a solution, or we are going to address it. So the problem is, what is lacking in the current Philippine education system in terms of technology integration, and how can you address it? So before that, we are going to clear or clarify unclear terms in the problem. Technology integration. So what is technology integration? According to the Educational Technology Research and Development 2007, it is the use of computing devices such as desktop computers, laptops, handheld computers, softwares, or internet in K-12 schools for instructional purposes. So dito sinasabi na ginagamit ng mga computers or laptops in instructional purposes for the students in the K-12 schools. So the second definition, according to Nicola Yelland of 2006, technology integrations means it is a creating context for authentic learning that use technologies or new technologies integrated and meaningful ways to enhance the production of knowledge and the communication and dissemination of ideas. So sinasabi dito na yung mga new technologies naman na ginagamit is nakakatulong siya sa pag-gain or pag-product ng knowledge and pag-disseminate ng ideas na makakatulong sa kanilang pag-aaral. The next one is lack or lacking. So, kapag sinabi nating lack, it is the state of being or being without or not having enough or something. So, kulang or kakulangan ng isang bagay. So, sa problem na yun is hinahanap kung ano yung kakulangan or lacking of in the current Philippine educational system in terms of technology. So, yun ang hanapin daw natin, lacking or pagkukulang. Next one is the Philippine education system. So, ang Philippine education system natin is binubuo siya ng 6+4+4 systems. 6 years in the primary education, 4 years in the secondary education, 4 years of higher education are leading to bachelor degrees. Pero ngayon, nadagdagan na siya in secondary, which is the K-12 na yung junior high, tsaka may senior high na siya. Next one. So we are going to define now the problem. What is lacking in the current Philippine education system in terms of technology integration, and how can we address it? So, dito na sa problem na ito, paano daw natin i-define? Ano nga ba daw ang pagkukulang sa current Philippine education system natin dito sa Pilipinas na in terms of technological skills or pag-integrate mo ng technology in the classroom. So, this one is, ang problema na dito is yung technology integration. If how technology will integrate in the education if there is a lack of teacher skills or student skills. So, now we are going to focus on the lack of student skills. Next. So, the current education in the Philippines is blended learning na siya. Due to COVID-19, education issues in the Philippines have increased and received new challenges and worsened the current state of the country. With the sudden breath about the health crisis, distance learning modes via internet, broadcast TVs, na-implement na. Ito is na-implement or na-launch noong October 2020, which tinatawag na blended learning program. So, gumagamit ito ng mga broadcasts, lessons, and TV and social platforms na magagamit ng mga estudyante sa kanilang pag-aaral kahit na meron ng COVID-19. So, thus, the new learning pathways rely on students and teachers having the access on the internet. Gumagamit na ng internet ang schools ngayon or yung mga bata sa kanilang pag-aaral. Kung walang internet, pwede ding data. So this yet brings another issue in the current system. Millions of Filipinos don't have an access to computers and other digital tools at home to make their blended learning worthwhile. So dito na yung pumapasok yung mga bata na hindi marunong or yung skills nila pagdating sa technology is hindi na kaya kasi bigla ang nagkaroon ng blended learning due to COVID-19. So this is the current education system ngayon sa Pilipinas. The next one is, ito naman yung data ng enrollment when blended learning is implemented. So, according to this data, the first year of blended learning amid the pandemic of school year 2020 to 2021 saw a total of 26.2 million learners enrolled. Nag-drop siya kasi dahil nga sa COVID. From the last year, 27.7 million ng students noong previous year. So, mababa talaga yung hindi naka-enroll or marami yung hindi naka-enroll due to the COVID-19 and due na rin sa because of the blended learning na rin na na-implement ng DepEd for schooling. So, next is how effective the online education system in the Philippines today. So, gaano nga daw ba ka-epektibo yung online education system na nagaganap ngayon sa ating sistema ng pag-aaral. So, according to a survey conducted by the Secure, it is found that 86.7% of students under modular learning, 66% under online learning, and 74% under blended learning said na learned less. They learned less under the alternative modes of learning compared with the traditional face-to-face setups. So, ano nga ba yung mga rason kung bakit they learned less or yung student skills ng mga bata is not enough to have a proper integration of technologies in their learnings. So, Next one. There are some reasons and solutions for the lacking of student skills that we are going to tackle. So my group mates will tackle about it.
So the first reasons and solutions, one of the reasons why there is a lack of student skills in technology integration is adoption difficulties. Adoption difficulties, since the online classroom is a new environment for many students, the first challenge is to adapt to online learning. If the platform seems too complicated, you risk losing your potential students. So, there is a recommendation or solution about this according to e-learning industry. Naturally, most of the responsibility for overcoming this challenge falls on the students, but that doesn't mean there's nothing you can do to help them thrive in online classes. To ease and speed up the process, you can prepare useful materials about online learning like induction training and FOX, covering the benefits of online education and providing tips on how to organize the education process more productively. So the second is one also the reason why there is a lack of students' skills in technology integration is poor time management. Lack of time is one of the most common reasons why students abandon online courses. While some people indeed face unexpected personal circumstances, others simply fail to manage their time properly. So there is a solution about that. Time management is also something you can teach your students. A regular schedule planner and reminders for courses and assignments would be a great help for students who struggle with poor time management skills.
So next is under the reason and solution is the poor student support. So that when a roadblock gets in the way of a student in a traditional classroom, they can ask a teacher or discuss it with their peers. In online education, students can feel isolated without these opportunities, which is why they tend to give up when things get complicated. And for the solution is, our task here is to make sure that the students know where to seek help when they face problems and are comfortable asking for it. The best way to achieve this is to provide multiple options for getting support on the platform. So, as we can see to the reason and solutions, in the new reality of education system, students can feel isolated these opportunities. So that it also affects the poor student because they are not equipped with the materials needed to online classes. Like for example, is lack of gadget and having poor internet connection compared to the traditional learning and classroom setups. Basically, there will be technology issues, and I think it is important that every student understands they are not alone in that. Yes, we can value the technology in our daily lives, but for this reason, their student becomes problematic. Hence, the best way to achieve this is to provide multiple options for getting support on the platform. Even the helping the students engage online learning platforms, of course, you will give a student choice, perhaps by giving the opportunity to choose which material to study. They can feel motivated to do tasks and learn more about their learning preferences, either online or blended learning.
So the fourth reason is lack of resources. So how distance learning affect those students who are in need? So not all the students have a privilege to use technology as their basis in online. learning. Some of students can access connection because the reason is lack of gadgets, money to buy load, and even signals in their town. So the solution is if the school provides students who are in need of those technology, it will be better for them to easily connect to their teachers and classmates. So next naman is too much flexibility. So one of the biggest advantages of online learning is great flexibility. Students can take courses at their own pace whenever wherever they want. At the same time, when there's too much of it, flexibility can be the biggest disadvantage too. So we come up with a solution of set deadlines of each module or at least a final deadline and send reminders when the deadline is close. Without this completion rates risk being extremely low as at any time usually means at no time. The next is the information is far from real life. When information students learn gets too abstract and they can't relate to their life, it's easy to lose interest in the topic or the entire course. The solution would be knowledge become valuable only if it can be applied. That's why your online course should provide hands-on information, include relevant real-life examples, integrate realistic practical scenarios, and give your student practical tasks to immediately apply gain knowledge to real problems. This why you this way you can build a connection between e-learning content and its practical application and make online learning more meaningful and valuable for the students. The, and lastly, technical issues. Bugs and slowdowns on the e-learning platform aren't something that helps students be more motivated. Instead, it may force students to abandon the course, even if your online platform has never experienced any technical issues to spike in demand on online learning due to COVID-19 lockdown might harm performance, your platform performance. And the best solution is to get rid of the technical issues and ensure a smooth e-learning experience for the students. You need to build a flexible and scalable server infrastructure by optimizing content with adaptive delivery, or to ensure quality and demand on every type of device and connection, and moving it closer to the user with a content delivery network, or what we call CDN. There are two ways to do this: build your own solution or use a ready-made CDN. That's all. So, for final solution to the problem, we are going to engage students in activities that uses technology for them to enhance their technological skills and provide a better and quality education for them. So, the first one is access to tools. Ito naman is dapat ma-provide mo or natin na hayaan na gumamit sila ng mga tools which is computers, laptops, or phones na available in the classroom para ma-familiarize sila sa mga technological tools na magagamit in the future para hindi na sila parang magiging ignorante pa ganun pa. And then the next one is online learning sessions. Mag-provide ka ng online learning. In blended kasi, pwede kang gumawa ng modules and online. So, in online learning sessions, dito mo makikita kung may papakita sa kanila na marunong ka, tapos ituturo mo din sa kanila kung paano gumamit ng mga online platforms katulad ng Google Meet, Zoom, ganon. So, for action class naman, dito is gagawa tayo ng action plans to provide their needs, such as humingi tayo ng special funds through LGU para kung may sakaling may bibigay sila or may donate sila, or may bibigay natin sa mga out-of-school students or for the students na hindi marunong or walang mga gadgets sa school. So that's all for the problem-based learning activity. Thank you for watching.